Hello everybody and welcome back to James Parker Sculpture here on YouTube. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you're visiting for the first time then you might not know, my name is James, I'm a sculptor based here in Scotland, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an egg for Easter. What I did was I put a poll out on my channel last night, Thursday night, and I asked you guys to choose whether you would like to see me build an egg out of stacked slate, which is something that you'd see more frequently here on my channel, or if for the first time you'd like to see me build something out of glass. And the results between Facebook, Instagram and here on YouTube were quite overwhelmingly you would like to see me build something out of glass. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that took part in the poll. Really appreciate your feedback. It's my aim to put out a few videos of the process while I'm making this egg. I think you'll find it quite interesting. Glass has an amazing ethereal quality. The play of light is completely different to working with slate, although the principles are the same in the sense that I'm shaping it and stacking it to achieve a precise form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig some glass out, let you have a look at it and understand what I'm going to do with it. I'll explain a bit about the process, how I got started working in glass. Over the weekend or perhaps Monday I'll get started building this. So putting the slate to one side and now concentrating on glass. A lot of people ask, how did you ever come to work with glass? Well, just the same way as I came to work with slate. When I spotted an opportunity, a lot of slate was getting thrown out, and I asked the person that was throwing it out if I could use it and take it away with me and use it for a sculpture. And they couldn't have been happier for me to have done so. The same sort of thing happened when I came to work with glass. I needed a piece of glass for a coffee table. I went to the local glazing company and I didn't actually find the piece of glass that I was after, but I did spot a huge pile of glass in the corner that was getting thrown out. They had no other use for it and it was just going to be crushed and recycled. So I asked if I could have it, and they were slightly bemused, probably thought I was completely crazy when I told them I was going to break it up with a hammer, but that's exactly what I did. I took the glass away, I filled my trailer up with it, took it back to the workshop, and I set about making my first sculpture. The first sculpture I made was actually a glass urn. This is it being photographed at Dalhousie Castle down near Edinburgh, just south of Edinburgh near Dalkeith. That piece I made about 8 to 10 years ago. So just to show you exactly how I used to make my sculptures with a hammer, what I'd do is I would just get some glass like this that would have just been discarded. It probably wasn't so irregular until the glaziers just threw it to the side, and then of course it's broken pieces like this. Similar to the way I would shape a slate. If you haven't seen me shape slate before, then check out some of my other videos and you'll see exactly how some of my other sculptures are made. I would just use a hammer and a piece of channel, shaping stone, just the same as I will with this. So first of all I need to put on my gloves. These are special safety gloves. They're 5E rated, which means they're cut proof and won't get sliced by the glass. If you are tempted to have a go at doing this at home, then it really is important to wear a good pair of gloves and make sure that you have eye protection on, because the glass is incredibly sharp. And now I've got two right gloves, so that's not handy, is it? I have to go and find another one. So when I go to shape this piece of glass, all I do is offer it over the edge of the piece of steel, and that means that I can predict much more easily where it's going to break. So just by working the edge of this with the hammer, you can see the edge that I've created. It really does cut the light very nicely, as you can see. With this glass egg that we're going to make, I want a much more precise look, so I'm going to use some completely different tools in order to create these nice fluid curves. I don't really want this sort of broken edge appearance, although it does look very effective when you see the glass urn that I made. I want it to be much more precise, much sharper and much cleaner lines. My techniques have been modified over the years. I don't use a hammer quite as much as I used to, but these are my own techniques that I've come up with myself. 2 or 3 specialist tools now, so things have moved on a little bit. But as far as actually being taught goes, I'm completely self-taught, so just please do bear that in mind. Just to explain why I use glass, why it appeals to me, you can probably see here the way the light's travelling through the glass. It has a real ethereal quality, and if I actually show you it on the palette, which is just over here, so the glass that I use for this sculpture is going to be 10mm float glass, which is just the same glass that you would expect to find in windows and things like that. It's not toughened or anything, and it is very sharp when broken. A lot of people do ask me, where do you get the green glass from? But it is actually clear glass. I know that it is greener than a lot of glass when you see it on its edge. That seems to be due to the sand that's used in its manufacturing process. You can see here as well, this is quite a small piece of glass. The light's not got a long way to travel through it, and it appears quite light in colour. The way it lights up is completely different to a thicker piece. These pieces here are just over 1 metre square, so the light's got quite a long way to travel, so they appear really dark. That's really important to consider that when you start thinking about how you're going to make the sculpture. If I was going to make the sculpture solid, like my sculpture Light at Auchindoun, it appears really dark during the day, and just as the sun's going down in the sky in the evening, it really lights up. And that's because the light travels through and illuminates the opposite side of the glass. Just where it hits that point where it's got no further to travel, it lights up the edge of the glass. And so I really need to consider that. I want this piece to appear quite light in colour, quite a light green colour, almost like of the effect of water. So I'm going to make it quite a thin wall. In other words, there'll be quite a large void inside. Anyway, I'm beginning to ramble on. So over the next few days, what I'm going to do is get busy building this sculpture, and hopefully you guys are going to see it all complete in time for Easter. In order to get my videos out on time, I'm not going to do quite as much editing as I have been doing in previous videos, but hopefully that allows me to share more of the process with you guys. Come back next week and find out exactly how I got on. It's not going to be so much time lapse, it's going to be a bit more in detail about how I created the piece. Hopefully it does work out, and hopefully I don't run out of glass. I hope you guys have a great weekend wherever you are. Stay healthy, take care, and I'll see you again soon.